I'll expose the 3 hidden failures in the system that creates this desert, and then I'll give you 4 proven strategies to navigate straight to the oasis. By the end, you'll know how to bypass the automated no and get to the human who can actually see you. So what are these 3 hidden failures? This is the first mirage, the AI and keyword filter. It's not a tool, it's a dune that reshapes itself to bury any path that doesn't look exactly like the one it expects. This isn't just an applicant tracker, it's a bias gatekeeper trained on flawed data. If your resume doesn't have the exact modern keywords from the job description, it gets deleted, not archived, deleted. And if it has outdated keywords prominently featured, the AI often characterizes you as obsolete. Not easy for me to say. It's not judging your mind, it's playing keyword bingo. Failure number 2. If you pass the mirage, you hit the second barrier, the 10-second screen. This is the scorching sun, a harsh, quick judgment designed to eliminate risk, not discover depth. Beyond the bot is a human, often a junior recruiter, bored out of their mind, who spends about 10 seconds looking for a reason to say no. The goal isn't to find brilliance, it's risk mitigation. A 30-year career timeline, a graduation date from the 80s, or a lack of recent buzzwords is an easy no. They are incentivized to filter for a narrow, low-risk profile, not for transformative experience. Failure number 3, the final, most subtle trap, is the unconscious bias of culture fit. This is where the shifting sand beneath your feet, the unspoken feeling that you don't belong in this particular ecosystem, no matter how strong you are. This is the silent killer. When you get to the hiring manager, unspoken biases activate. Will they retire soon? Are their skills current? Will they fit with my younger team? The term culture fit often becomes a polite code for these biases. Your experience is subconsciously framed as a threat, not an asset. Your job search has been failing because you've been trying to cross the desert with a tourist brochure. Now that's changed the game. Here's your 4-step playbook to navigate this terrain like a guide who knows where the water is. Step 1. Hack the resume screen. 10-second rule. Step 1 is about making sure your signal can be seen through the sandstorm. Your resume isn't a biography, it's a flare gun. First, trim your timeline. Your experience from 1998 is not your lead actor. They don't care about it. Create a recent and relevant experience section that goes back only 10 to 12 years. Put anything prior in a simple earlier career line at the bottom. No details, just company and title. Second, create a powerhouse technical skills table at the very top. This isn't a list, it's keyword bait for the bots. Populate it with modern frameworks, cloud platforms, and tools from the job description. We'll repeat that. Tools from the job description. Third, quantify every single bullet point. Swap responsible for server management for reduced cloud infrastructure costs by 30% by migrating services to Kubernetes, thus saving $250K annually. Impact is your currency. Here's the biggest single mistake that's seen in CVs. Listing your graduation year. It's an instant age giveaway for the bias screener. You remove it now. Your degree is valid, the date isn't. This one edit can dramatically change how your resume is categorized. Step 2. Bypass the black hole. This is the network backdoor. Stop walking the scorching open desert where everyone else is. Find the hidden trail, the network backdoor. This is the path least traveled. Forget job boards for a moment. Your goal is to start conversations with the people who can actually hire you. Now, you're not asking for water, you're offering to help to read the map. This is how you find the guides. Identify your Bob. Your target is not HR, it is engineering managers, senior architects and directors in departments you want to work in. Use LinkedIn to find them. So the value first contact strategy you need to do, the key move. This is critical shift. Your first contact must give value, not ask for it. Don't lead with your resume or request a job. Just won't work. It'll get deleted straight off. Most people send a message that is pure ask. Can I have your time? This puts you in debt. Flip the script. Your first message should give a small piece of value. This establishes you as a peer, not a petitioner, and makes a yes to the next step really much easier. Here's your exact message template. Subject: chaos engineering for data pipelines. Hi Bob, I just read an article about chaos engineering. There's a point about data droughts that I thought would be of interest to you given your work in this area. Full link to article. I'm looking to move into system resilience and I noticed you wrote a great overview post on LinkedIn. I would value your perspective on the landscape. Would you have 15 minutes for a virtual coffee next week? Best regards, etc. Now, if you get the meeting, your goal is to learn, not to pitch. Ask smart questions about their challenges. Your expertise will naturally surface. Often, they will ask about you. If you don't get a reply, follow up once 1 week later. You can add another small piece of value. Circling back on this, not a phrase I like to use, but here's another thought that occurred to me. Now here's the part that makes this a long-term career strategy, not a one-off job search trick. Think of this as a mindset shift. You are not asking for a job, you're building a network of advocates. If you provided genuine value in the first conversation, you've done something crucial. You've stayed in their mind as a knowledgeable, helpful peer. They'll follow you away as a person to know. Your job now is to keep that mental file active without being a nuisance. Nurture the connection. Make a note to reach out again in 4 to 6 weeks. Send them another relevant article. Congratulate them on a team milestone you see. Or introduce them to someone in your network who could help them. The golden rule is ask for nothing in return. Every touch point should be a net positive for them. You are making deposits in a professional trust fund. And when a role opens up on their team or when a colleague asks if they know anyone, your name will be at the top of their mind. You will have become their obvious, pre-vetted, low-risk solution. That's how you turn a 15-minute coffee into a career-long advantage. This works because it's human, it's respectful, and it demonstrates the exact kind of proactive, strategic thinking they want to hire. You're not looking for a job, you're engaging as a fellow professional. Summary of the ordered flow for networking. Number 1, target the right person, the hiring manager, not HR. 2, find a specific point of connection, their project, a post they made. 3, lead your first contact by giving value. Share a related insight or an article. 4, make a simple professional ask. 15 minutes for their perspective. 5, use the meeting to learn. Let your experience shine naturally. Don't push it. 6, follow up with something additional 4 to 6 weeks later. Let's move on to step 3. We're going to reframe the narrative in this step. When you finally see the Oasis guards, don't beg for water. Show them you know how to tend the spring. You must control the story. The unspoken question in the room is, are you old? Are you experienced? Your job is to answer it before it's asked. Prepare your 30-second value proposition. Here's a template. I've navigated multiple tech cycles, which means I can help this team avoid common pitfalls, build more resilient systems from the start. I don't just code, I elevate engineers around me, which amplifies the whole team's output. Proactively disarm biases. Weave in phrases like, just last quarter I completed a certified Kubernetes administration certification while helping build a new service. I mentor several younger engineers on my current team, and nothing is more energizing than that. On the subject of certificates, if you're out of work now, start doing courses now. Back in 2000, I was out of work and I paid for a course that not only made me more relevant, but actually got me 2 jobs. Now you're going to watch out for the deep dive trap. A critical warning. When you're asked about a project from 15 years ago, don't dive into archaic tech details. They'll peg you as outdated. Use the challenge action principle model. Briefly state the business challenge, the core action you took, and then pivot to the career-defining lesson, the battle scar that is more valuable today than any API documentation. You're selling proven judgment, not obsolete tools. Let's move on to step 4. This is your master move. Stop searching for oases in the desert. Head for the valleys where the water's already flowing. Target industries that don't see depth as a threat, but as a bedrock of their survival. The flashy Silicon Valley startup obsessed with culture fit might be a wall. They're building features. Your superpower is understanding real-world consequences. Think aviation software, medical devices, or financial trading platforms. That experience has a different, higher price tag. Target industries that value stability and deep systems thinking. Finance, healthcare, industrial tech, aerospace. Look at companies with complex legacy adjacent systems that need modernization. They desperately need translators. People who can build a bridge from their crumbling legacy infrastructure to a modern cloud stack without causing a $1 billion outage. And seriously, consider the consulting gambit. Propose a 3 to 6 month contract to solve a specific problem. Is a low risk test drive for them. It bypasses the permanent hire bias and often converts to a full-time role. It's how I and many engineers over 50 rebuilt our careers. 2 contracts I did turned into full-time roles. And I had offers in other contracts. I'll tell you this straight. The best consulting contracts I've ever landed didn't come from job boards. They came from using this exact networking technique. I'd have a value-first conversation with a manager about a challenge they're facing. And a few weeks later, I'd follow up with a 1-page proposal outlining how I could solve that specific problem for them on a contract basis. That direct problem-solving approach cuts through all the noise. It framed me not as a cost, but as a solution. This is about playing chess, not checkers. Your experience is a niche asset. Don't try to win their game. Change the game entirely. Before we wrap up, let's fix the mindset. This grind makes you internalize the desert's lie, that your value has evaporated. The data says the opposite. A study found 86% of hiring managers said that older hires performed as well or better than younger peers, with higher levels of judgment, stability, and mentorship. You're not an obsolete technology, you are a deep aquifer. The market's current search algorithm is broken. It's scanning the surface for morning dew while ignoring the vast stable water table underneath. You now have the tools to drill down to it. Let's recap the journey out of this desert. 1. Make your signal clear. Craft a resume that cuts through the noise. 2. Find the guides. Use the network backdoor to reach real decision makers. 3. Speak the language of value. Reframe your narrative from age to advantage. 4. Go where the water is. Target the ecosystems built for depth, not just speed. This is how you stop wandering in the desert and start navigating. You trade the scream of "why me?" for the quiet confidence of the guide who knows the way. If you're ready to go deeper, the next step is to master the focus you'll need to execute this search, or to excel in the role you land. I have a full system for engineers to regain deep focus you can watch here. The perfect next step on the path.